Man cave time.
Man, cool
Who?
time. Oh,
What's going on? DMV, the man cave is in the building, y'all. And I'm your host, the Nate is Real. This is my co-host, Eric E. Money Banks. We got Speed and JP still on vacation, so we holding it down for them this week and everything. So, man, y'all know we the premier sports and entertainment podcast in the DMV right now. Y'all know we bring the sports, we bring the entertainment, we mix the two and we turn up, y'all. Y'all know we bring y'all from the streets to the court. You know, giving y'all all the tea, all the information y'all need from all these rappers, local businesses. You know, up and coming DMV legends, the current DMV sports legends. We celebrate them all here on the Man Cave, man. So sit back, relax, get yourself a little drink, get something to eat, whatever you gotta do, get your head right, and take a ride with us, man. So what's going on, E? How your week been, man? How's everything going with you?
I'm good.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Been a big week, man. I'm celebrating 2 years of sobriety today. 2 years without a drink, and it's been a long 2 years, but it's a big milestone for me, man. So definitely a big accomplishment. Y'all know I'm just drinking the Red Bull today. You know, it's always the Red Bull, sugar free in the cup for the show and everything. And you know, I want to definitely thank everybody who's been in my corner, support me this whole way, man. And you know, things is going great, and definitely a huge milestone. Definitely huge, man. So, man, it's been a lot, been a good sports week. So much stuff going on. Local sports teams is playing every night, and man, we gotta talk about that huge Commanders victory versus the Eagles on Monday night, man. They got it done, beat them 34-21, and that defense just stepped up the whole game. I mean, Heineke was starting, and he just continued the momentum he's been on, you know, the past 4 games. Now we've won 4 of the past 5 games, and the offense and the defense and the special teams are all clicking, man. But we got to give a big shout out to the defense and Jamin Davis with a big strip fumble. You know, Benjamin St. Juste with another forced fumble. He played another solid game. And they just clicking on all cylinders, man. And Heineke's just managing the game. He made some real good throws to Terry McLaurin, and he's really running the offense, man. So what'd you think about that win on Monday night, E? How you think how you feel about that game?
Wow. To my knowledge, I can't believe that it made it so interesting for me to see the Commanders come out of nowhere just to beat them like
Wasn't that a surprise, man? Nobody saw that coming. 10-point underdogs, and they pulled out the win.
Right.
So yeah, they definitely, man, were huge underdogs, stepped up to the challenge. The Eagles were undefeated too, took down the only undefeated team. So the Mercury Morris, Don Shula somewhere, and Larry Zonka, all them old Dolphin players from that 1972 team, they celebrating, got the cigars out, you know, toasting right now because they still the only undefeated team of all time. So Eagles were the last unbeaten team, and they fell to the Commanders, man. So what say you, though? What do y'all think about that game? Who really stood out to you? What unit? Offense, defense, and special teams? Which one really stepped up? I already told you guys the defense and the special teams really stepped up. Joey Sly had a 55-yard field goal. He had a couple other field goals. Antonio Gibson had some really good punt return, kick returns, you know, setting him up a good field position. So all, you know, defense and special teams really carried the load, and McLaurin's back in the fold and making big plays as well. So that was a huge game, man. And the game of the year, we got to talk about that one. So, but oh yeah, real quick, Taylor Heineke versus the Eagles was 17-29 for 247 yards. He didn't have any touchdowns and only threw 1 interception. So to me, that's a good game for him. I would like to see him have no turnovers, but you know, the one he threw was in double coverage, so hopefully he'll learn from that. So, but we got to talk about that game of the week with the Vikings and the Bills. You saw that game, E? Huge game right there. And that game went into overtime, and the Vikings pulled it out 33-30. But that game was back and forth, and Justin Jefferson had probably the catch of the year, reached up over his head like Odell Beckham, and really came out, you know, with that was on 4th and 18. So if he didn't make that catch, the game was over. So to me, that catch, I'll put that above the Odell Beckham catch. but I still don't put it as the best of all time. I got that catch by Lynn Swann. I think it was 1976, 77, I'm not sure, but that catch by Lynn Swann for the Pittsburgh Steelers on the sideline, I believe it was in the playoffs, where he like reached out of bounds, caught the ball, and still tapped his feet in. It was crazy. So I still got that number 1, but number 2 is that Justin Jefferson catch. And then at 3, I'd probably go with the David Tyree catch. But that game was unbelievable, man. That could be a Super Bowl preview with the Vikings and the Bills. And in that game, Kirk Cousins showed up, had a good game. He had 357 yards passing and 1 touchdown, no interceptions, and ran the ball for 12 yards. So he had a solid game. Josh Allen also had a solid game. He had 330 passing yards and 84 rushing yards. He also threw for 1 touchdown, and he threw that interception at the end. I think he might have had 2 interceptions, but they were driving down to overtime, and he threw an interception right in the end zone, and it was a bad pass. The guy just cut right under him and sealed the win for the Vikings. So that was definitely a huge win, and that puts the Vikings with only 1 loss on the season, tied with the Eagles with the best record. And, you know, those teams can meet in the playoffs as well. So those are 2 hot teams that might see each other, and they really pulled off a big win versus the Bills. Dolphins fans, we love that, because now we are back in first place as Tua's undefeated. And Dolphins came out with a big win, 39-17. Yeah. We were streaming the game online, chopping it up about the game, and it started off kind of slow, but then the Dolphins just took off. They're running this hurry-up offense right now that's pretty much unstoppable, man. They got all the speed in the world on the field, and they got this quick tempo, so they're going to put up points. You know, Mostert, he was running the ball good. Tyreek Hill had another touchdown. Waddle had some big catches. Gesicki had a big game. We've been waiting for him. We've been waiting for him to show up, and he caught a bunch of passes. He looks like he's getting back. I think he was nicked up earlier in the year, but Gesicki's looking real good at that tight end spot. And, you know, when the Dolphins putting up 39 points like that, it's going to be hard to beat them. Defense still playing solid. Xavier Howard's playing good at the corner. Ingram is playing great at linebacker as well. So watch out for those Dolphins. They're going to be dangerous. If they can just go 500 down the stretch, that'll put them at, 10-7. Hopefully they can get to 11 or 12 and really seal a playoff spot. So that was definitely a good win for these Dolphins to keep that ball rolling. Tua is still undefeated with wins versus Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen under his belt. So he's playing good football. He might be in the MVP race, but I think Hurts and Mahomes are really spearheading that MVP conversation right now, man. But definitely, man, it was a lot of good games. But let's go through some of these bets and go through some of these lines for the games coming up. Y'all know we always do our segment on the Man Cave called Jumping Out the Window. It's actually a new segment that we unfolding and unveiling. And we know everybody is real big on betting right now. Everybody got their tickets. Everybody the parlay king. So, we pride ourselves on giving y'all some good picks and running down all the lines and the spreads to see, what games you guys want to bet on. So we give y'all all the info here on the Man Cave. And let's start off with the Packers and the Titans tonight. Thursday night football. Supposed to be 25 degrees out there at Lambeau Field. And the Packers are only a 3-point favorite. So the money line is with the Titans. They're plus 145. So if you bet $10, you win 45 if the Titans win. That's not a bad bet. If you bet 100, you win 145. So that's the game tonight, prime time. Packers coming off a big win versus the Cowboys. And, Aaron Rodgers played great in that game. Dak wet the bed as usual coming down the stretch. And, he got 2 interceptions in that game. So we're going to see if the Cowboys can bounce back. The Packers always beat the Cowboys. They got y'all number, Cowboy fans. I called it before the game. I told y'all going to have trouble down there in Lambeau. Aaron Rodgers, that's his Super Bowl. He always plays great versus the Cowboys. So we're going to see how they come out. They can, carry that momentum into tonight's game and get a win versus the Titans. Next, man, let's talk about we got the Bears coming up here. And the Falcons are actually a 3-point favorite in that game. So Falcons are a 3-point favorite. And the Falcons are also minus 155 on the money line. So if you bet on the Falcons $10, you win 55. So that'd be a good bet. I like the Falcons in that game. I like them to cover the 3 points. And I like them on the money line bet too. I think they're gonna take care of the Bears by more than 3. Next game is gonna be Bills versus Cleveland down there in Cleveland, Ohio. And it's supposed to be 4 feet of snow, E. 4 feet of snow. So I can't wait to see that game. I love those snow games. Josh Allen loves the snow. He's going to be rumbling along like a big old dude to be chopping down trees in the woods, looking like Paul Bunyan running down the field with their big tree trunk legs, and he's going to be chopping through the snow right through the Browns defense. So we're going to see, man. I like the Browns in this game, though. The Bills Bills are favored by 9.5 points. That's a lot of points, E. So what you think in that game? You think the Bills can win by more than 9.5, or do you think the Browns can cover that spread and keep it close?
I think they're going to cover the spread, and the spread might look like around maybe if it comes down like neck and neck, it might be like the spread might be around 6 something. Yeah.
Okay. Might have it around 6. Yeah. That's definitely
what kind of lane for the
I like the Browns. Yeah, if you bet on the Browns in that game, it's plus 380. So you bet $10, you basically get $40, $38. You bet 100, you get 380. So that's a big, man. For those that play the lottery, that's not a bad bet if Cleveland comes out with the victory. But the Bills are very upset. They're gonna be playing angry after that close loss to the Vikings, man. So definitely keep an eye on that game. Next game we're going to talk about is the Eagles and the Colts down there in Indianapolis, Indiana, with Sam Ehlinger as quarterback, having the controls for the Colts. We're going to see, as a second-year player, can he pull the upset and hand the Eagles their second loss to the season. Eagles actually favored by 7.5 in that game. I like the Eagles to cover that spread. But if you do bet on... So the Eagles are, I believe, minus 350. So you got to bet $35 just to win $10. So that's a tough bet. But that looks like a for sure win for the Eagles. So if you want to make a quick buck, a quick $10, put $35 on the Eagles. I think that's an easy bet right there to come up with. Or put 70 and win the 20. But I don't see any way the Colts are going to beat the Eagles this Sunday, especially coming off a loss Monday Night Football to the Commanders. Next game, we're going to go down to New York, down there at MetLife Stadium where the Patriots take on the Jets. I don't like this game for a lot of reasons. Same division. These teams always play a close game. This game can go either way. So right now, the Patriots are a 3-point favorite. I'm not touching this game at all. Hands off of that thing like a hot stove. Not touching this game. I don't even know who's quarterbacking the Patriots right now. But I think Mac Jones is back in there. But the quarterback for the Jets, he's playing well. And the Jets, they rally around their head coach. They play good defense. They run the ball, even though they lost. They star running back Bryce Hall. They still have a good running game. They play some, solid fundamental football. So anybody could win that game. So I'm not touching that game. Next, we had the Rams versus the Saints. This one's surprising as the Saints come out with a 3-point favorite. So they're favored by 3 in that game. So we are going to definitely take the Rams in that game, and we're going to see how they do. So we're going to take the Rams in that game and see if they can actually come up with the win for that game. So we definitely going to keep an eye on that game real quick. We're going to try to get E-Money back real quick. He just froze up real quick as he's Skyping on in. And we're going to try to get him back. But I definitely like the Rams in that game to come out with the win. It got the Saints favored by 3, but I really don't like that. With that whole thing going on. All right, E, we got you back?
Yeah.
Okay. We're just going to get you on the audio real quick till I figure out the technical difficulties. But I definitely like the Rams in that game. I think they could definitely take care of the Saints, man. The Saints are playing pretty good football right now, but they're actually a 3-point favorite, and the Rams are plus 145. So you bet $10, you win 40 in that game. You actually win $45 in that game. So I'm gonna take the Rams in that game. That's one of the games I spotlighted for my Nate's picks of the week. So I definitely like the Rams and the money line in that game. And you know, you bet 10, you bet 100, you win 145. So I like that bet. I like the Rams to come out with that victory and save their season. Next game we're gonna talk about is the Ravens and the Panthers. Jim Harbaugh came out this week praising Baker Mayfield from them battles with Cleveland versus the Ravens. But I don't think that the Ravens are scared of the Panthers at all. They're actually 12.5-point favorites. I like them to cover that spread and win by 14 in that game. So the Panthers are struggling right now. New coach, team in flux. You know, a lot of injuries. Lost McCaffrey, fired their coach, so they're all over the place right now. So definitely I like the Ravens in that game. So the next game we're going to talk about is the Commanders versus the Texans. The Washington Commanders looking to go 6-5, get back in above 500 for the first time all season, except for the first game of the year when they was 1-0. So they're coming out off that huge win. Taylor Heineke is starting again. Ron Rivera said that Wentz isn't ready yet, but even if Wentz is ready, they should have named Heineke the starter for the rest of the season. This man has earned it, and I think they definitely going to take care of the Texans. They only 3-point favorites in this game, y'all. So let us know, man. Do y'all think they can cover that 3 points? What say you? Do you like the Commanders versus the Texans? And the Commanders are actually minus 150, so you have to bet 150 just to win 100. So you got to bet $15 just to win 10. But that's not a bad bet. I like the Commanders in that game, and I like them on the money line. Thinking about putting 50 on that game and winning about 25, you know, somewhere around there. But I think that's a for sure win. Texans, Davis Mills is the quarterback. He don't got nothing going on. So what you think about the Commanders-Texans game, E?
Commanders and Texans?
Yeah, what you think about that game?
Well, I mean, I think Heineke is going to be for real like he was against the Eagles. And, yeah, I mean, he's saying it's a cakewalk kind of game, but you never know, right?
Oh, yeah, you definitely never know how things are going to play out. So we got to see, we got to see. So I'm going to get you back on here, E. So next game we're going to talk about is the Bengals versus the Steelers in a heated rivalry. Y'all remember them days from with Vontaze Burfict? Remember when he took Antonio Brown's head off?
Yeah.
That was straight up crazy, man.
Dang.
So we got to definitely see if they can, you know, come up with a good game plan and knock them Bengals off. Steelers played great last week, though. They beat the Steelers 20-10, and you know they looking real good. I'm sorry, the Steelers beat the Saints, but I like what the Steelers are doing right now with their rookie quarterback. He's playing well. They got good receivers. They're running the ball well. You know, they got T.J. Watt back, E.
Yeah.
One of the best defensive players. And I still like the Bengals in that game. I think Jamar Chase is still out. But I still, with Joe Burrow versus that rookie quarterback, I think that game's going to be tight, though. Let's see the line on that game. It looks like the Bengals are -5 in that game. I like that game. I like that game to stay close.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Pittsburgh, too. Give me the Steelers in that game. Give me the Steelers in that game. Just off the spread, I like them. So if anybody's looking to bet on that game, I definitely like the Steelers to keep that one close. So definitely look at that game. So the last two games, we got the Chiefs taking on the Chargers in a battle of the AFC West. Chiefs right now sitting atop of the division, looking good. Mahomes coming out with 4 touchdown performance last week. He's been looking great. Kelsey's looking like he's still the best tight end in the league, catching 10 balls a game damn near. and that's going to be a battle. So right now, the Chiefs open up as 7-point favorites. So the money line on that game is plus 300 for the Chargers. So if you bet $10 on the Chargers, you win 30. But it's also minus 300 for if you bet on the Chiefs. So you have to bet $30 just to win $10 if you bet on the Chiefs. So I actually like the Chargers to keep that game close. I actually like that bet for the Chargers to win that game outright. I know they're going to keep it close. I think they can keep it close to the fourth quarter. Justin Herbert can come along and steal the win. They're not out of the playoff hunt yet. They're still sitting with a solid record. But they definitely need this win more than the Chiefs. So I think they're going to be playing a little bit more desperate. And I like them with that plus 300 on the money line. I like betting that 30 to win 90 in that game. So, you bet 25, you win 75. So whatever you bet, you multiply it by 3, that's going to be your winning. So I definitely like the Chiefs. I like the Chargers in that game. And that's my second pick of the week for Nate's picks. All right? Last game is Monday Night Football. We got the 49ers taking on the up-and-coming Cardinals, y'all. I said it. Y'all heard me right. The Cardinals are playing great football right now. They actually came off a big win versus the Rams. And they're playing good football, man. They got Hopkins back, E. I know DeAndre Hopkins is one of your favorite receivers.
Yes.
And what you think about Kyler Murray, man? It seems like he's righting the ship and he's playing good football right now. What do you think about the Cardinals for the rest of the season? You think they can get into the playoffs?
Yeah. I mean, if they don't do nothing that's gymnastic or nothing to cause injuries and stuff like that, I still.
They got to stay healthy. You right. And Kyler Murray got to keep his head on straight, man.
Yes.
Kyler Murray got to stop all this mouthing off to the coach, cussing out the coach and all this stuff. Like, he just got to play football, man. He another one just need to sit down sometimes.
Well, he's definitely on that radar, right?
Oh, yeah. We actually should have put him on there when he was cussing out that coach or whatever. You don't cuss your head coach out. Like, where's the respect at, man?
Man.
Like, you just can't do that. And so I like the Cardinals in that game, man. 49ers are 8-point favorites. But Arizona's plus 325 on the money line. So you bet that $25, you winning 80. I like that. I definitely like that bet. And like I said, I don't think they're playing great football right now. When I'm talking about the 49ers are playing good. I'm sorry, I was thinking about the Rams. But no, the 49ers are playing great, man. Christian McCaffrey is looking like an MVP candidate, even though he missed some games. He's catching, he's throwing touchdowns, he's running for touchdown. He's doing it all down there. They still got Deebo Samuel. That defense is flying around. But I just think, man, I like what the Cardinals are doing right now. They're real desperate right now. 49ers play great at home, but they travel too. So they're 8-point favorites. But I like the Cardinals to keep that game close. And actually, they probably end up being a 4 or 5-point game, and they might be able to steal that one. So that's my third pick of the week. I like the 49ers in that game, y'all. I like the Chiefs. I like the Cardinals to beat the 49ers in that game. I'm looking at all these money lines, all these numbers is in the same spot. So definitely bear with us. But definitely like the Cardinals with that plus 325 on the money line. So those are the betting lines, and that was our jumping out the window segment for this week, man. So definitely hope y'all was paying attention. Watch all the clips on YouTube. We always have our shows on YouTube. You can go back, rewatch it, so you can see what picks you want to take to the window for this week and win some money for Thanksgiving. So definitely, man, I love that jumping out the window section, and I hope that they definitely come out with it, and hope everybody gets some good wins this week, man. So, but y'all know here on the Man Cave, we always do a segment called Sit On Down. Y'all know it's for people just doing some clown, goofy, bozo stuff, and here on the Man Cave, we call them out, man. So, definitely we love this segment. If y'all have any candidates or nominees, always shoot us, man. Get involved, man. Get involved with the show on Twitter at One Life to Live. That's our Twitter handle. Of course, we on Instagram at dmvmancave, all one word. Shoot us a message, shoot us a DM. If y'all want us to nominate anybody special this week, man. So definitely, man. We gotta call some people out, man. And this week, we gonna call out none other than Tim Hardaway. E. Gotta call out Tim Hardaway, former point guard for the Miami Heat. Part of that TMT combination, that big three they had with Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway, and Chris Webber. They also had Mitch Richmond up in there for a while. He had some great years in the NBA. Tim Hardaway was one of the best point guards, had one of the best crossovers in the league. But now he's doing commentary, he's doing the broadcast for the Golden State Warrior basketball games, man. And this week, man, Tim Hardaway had to apologize after he made a rape comment during the broadcast, during the Warriors game, man. It was crazy, man. He compared somebody was getting locked up on defense, and then I guess somebody had got fouled or something. He was like, man, he out there raping that man out there. He raping him out there. He just taking everything from him out there, something like that. So later on in the broadcast, I think it was the fourth quarter, he came out. During the broadcast, he apologized. He said, I'm sorry for saying an inappropriate comment during this broadcast, but he didn't even seem sincere when he came out with the apology. And they really should have waited till after the game for him to put out something, via Twitter or through his agent and actually apologize in that way. He actually brought attention back on it. You can't say that as a commentator, man. You got to really be careful. There's a lot of rape victims out there, family members of people that have been raped, and they really could have taken offense to that. And it's just not smart. When you're in the media, you got to think, Tim, just sit down. Tim, sit down and watch some other commentators, man. Listen to Marv Albert and some of these good ones. Kevin Harlan, he's one of my favorites. You ain't never heard him say nothing like that. Mark Jackson, Chris Webber does a great job on the broadcast. So what you think about Tim Hardaway, man? He was out there tripping, wasn't he, E? You still there, E? Okay, we lost E for a sec, but we'll try to get him back. But yeah, Tim Hardaway, man, you just gotta sit down. Like you got money, you got a good job. Like, why are you out here trying to go above and beyond, trying to be funny on the broadcast? It really has hurt your reputation and your chance of getting other jobs and stuff, man. So we definitely and Tim Hardaway also, like a couple years ago, came out and said he don't like gay, he hates gay people, saying there's no place for gay people in America and they all need to go. So he was in the tabloids and all over the blogs for saying that. So that was crazy, man. So we definitely gotta, man, pray for Tim Hardaway, man, because I like him. Hopefully he doing a broadcast with Chris Mullins, and so I think it'll be a good broadcast. I love the former players on there, but just sit down, just chill out, Tim. Go wax your hair, get your hair waxed, go to the barbershop. They're going to fire you up for what you said. And if you want to make those comments, do it in the barbershop. That's where you make those comments. And that's, for all the broadcasters, athletes that, you thinking about saying something you don't know if it's going to go left or right, just save it for your boys. Save it for the barbershop, the bar, when you go out with your folks, kicking it off the late night. That's when you have those conversations, and you won't get in trouble that way. So Tim Hardaway, you definitely are nominee for Sit On Down for this week, man. So you definitely earned that one. You still there, E? Okay, I think E is still having some technical difficulties. And we're going to get him back on here in a second. E, you there, E? All right. So y'all know here on the Man Cave, we always do a segment called Get Your Popcorn Ready, man. And, it's for, we always talk about anything going on in the entertainment industry, man. So everybody heard about the tragic news that the rapper Takeoff from the group Migos, who are like rock stars, international superstars all over the world. He actually lost his life tragically on November 1st from a gunshot wound to the head, man. He got murdered at a bowling alley after they was out there bowling, shooting dice. They actually came from a club. He was doing a club appearance, And it was just unfortunate, man. So, but we got all the behind the scenes stuff on what really went down with that whole situation, man. And we really is saddened by the whole thing, man. He should have never lost his life. And really, a lot of people was pointing to the Prince family, man. They point to Jay Prince and his brothers, Jazz Prince, and the whole mob ties connection. They think they got something to do with this whole murder that went down. For y'all that don't know, Migos actually went down there for Jazz Prince's birthday, which is Jay Prince. Jay Prince was actually the president of Rap A Lot Records, real big rap mogul in Houston. He's definitely gets credit for coming out and signing Scarface, Bun B, putting out some good albums with them. Kind of discovering them and putting them on the map. And he's affiliated with a whole bunch of athletes, rappers, and he's built up a pretty good reputation. But now his son is tearing down his whole reputation. I'm talking about Junior, the guy that wear that Junior chain out there, and he's really slandering this man's name. Like, apparently, when any rapper comes to Houston, they got to check in with Mob Ties and Jay Prince Jr., and they supposed to offer them protection. But what's happening is these rappers is going down there and getting extorted. They're getting robbed. They getting money taken from them. About a month ago, I know a lot of people heard the story of Draco the Jeweler. He was actually with Lil Boosie down there in Houston, and they was down there partying the same way with the Prince family, with Jay Prince Jr., Mob Ties was out there. But Boosie left like earlier. But and I don't even think he was at that dice game, but the same situation happened. Draco the Jeweler was out there shooting dice. He actually took $100,000 from Mob Ties and Jay Prince Jr., and he was walking back to his car by himself with the money on him, and he got ambushed. So apparently he got ambushed and there was a rack of people from Mob Ties at that same dice game that was at the same dice game as Takeoff and Quavo was at on November 1st when Takeoff got killed. So the same situation, same guys, same goons was around, and Mob Ties was all over that. So they being tied to both of these murders. And you can see, man, something ain't right, man. You can see that both is the same type of thing that went down. And if you actually see, and a lot of videos been coming out from that bowling alley. A lot of people was out there recording on their phone when the murder took place. And before that, Migos was riding around Fifth Ward, which is a real dangerous area in Houston. Been like that for years. Infamous neighborhood down there that Jay Prince Sr. grew up in. It was riding around Fifth Ward, doing videos on the IG Live, saying, yeah, we in Fifth Ward, Quavo in the car with them, like riding around with them, I guess for protection and all this stuff. But he shouldn't even have been doing that. Like Quavo and the whole Migos group and affiliates and management, y'all shouldn't even let them go down there to Fifth Ward hanging around with Jay Prince Jr. and all his folks and all that stuff. Like, you seen what just happened to this jeweler that just got killed like a month, 2 months ago. So they should have been up to speed on all that. They should have been hip to everything that was going on. And they shouldn't even have been partying with them that weekend, man. But, they went to the club. And then Jazz Prince, whose birthday it was, didn't even go to the bowling alley. So maybe he knew the setup was on. And so during the dice game, they took $7,000 from Quavo. And apparently, like, they was just, like, there's been arguments the whole night. Takeoff had actually flew in a Spanish girl or whatever. I forgot her name, Sammy something. And she's actually speaking out now. She was texting texting Takeoff the whole night. Like, why are they arguing? Like, why can't we just leave? And, these guys seem like they upset. They seem like they got it out for y'all. Like, we should just leave. Let's go home. Like, begging Takeoff, let's go to the hotel. Let's shit so we can go chill. Let's get out of this atmosphere, man. Something just ain't right. Something seemed off, man. And I think Quavo was picking up the same vibes because they was just talking shit to him the whole time. And after they took the $7,000 from him, they didn't even want them to leave. They was trying to get them to stay so they could take more money. We're just trying to get them to stay in that area, maybe so somebody could rob them, or the setup was still being set up. All this is allegedly, but this is all the dots is being connected. So one guy started arguing with Quavo. I think it was the guy in the yellow hoodie. They call him Lil Cam, and that's who they think pulled the trigger on Takeoff, because they have him getting behind Takeoff right before he shot and you see Takeoff kind of looking like, because he knew somebody was behind him. Then you see the guy with the yellow hoodie running back into the bowling alley trying to escape the scene. So anyway, after they took the 7,000 from Quavo, they basically was saying, you know, don't leave yet, man. What about that basketball? You saying you all that basketball? Let's play a one-on-one for some more money. And Quavo like, man, y'all just took 7,000 from me. Ain't that enough? Like, I'm leaving, man. I'm gone. And they kept talking shit to him, being disrespectful and like kind of going over the line with some stuff. And he was like, man, yeah, y'all gotta stop talking about all this disrespectful stuff, man. Y'all know who I am, man. We the Migos, like. And then he said, man, I'm finna leave before I hurt somebody. And you know, in the hood, that's like a threat. So they said shortly after that, blows were thrown, and then gunfire just started ringing out. Like people just like somebody shot once, and that's when Takeoff got shot. And you can see Migo Bands, which is actually the manager of the Migos. He had the blicky, he had the gun with him too. So you can see him on camera with a gun. So I don't know if he was shooting back at Lil Cam and might have hit. That's when that second shot hit Takeoff, might have hit him in the torso. So maybe that's kind of what happened with that. So, you know, things kind of was crazy a little bit. And, you know, that's what happened, man. So they connected all this stuff back to the mob ties and Jay Prince Jr. And hopefully justice is served, man. They need to get these guys and really get justice for that family, man. Because the Migos fed a lot of people, man. And now that group is in ruins. Takeoff already. You know, they took him out of the group, so now basically just Quavo. I don't know if he's gonna go do a solo thing, but he probably ain't gonna put out nothing for a long time, man. A few days ago, they had the send off for the funeral for Takeoff down there in Atlanta, where the Hawks play, and it was a beautiful ceremony, but it was just sad, man. It's still like not believable. It feel like when Left Eye, you know, got killed, lost her life from the group TLC, man. It just doesn't seem real, man. And you know, I love Takeoff, man. He was one of my favorite rappers. Just his delivery, kept to himself. He was very quiet. But you know, you got to be smart out here. You know, that girl he flew in was begging him to leave, trying to get him out of there. You know, but just you know, prayers go out to his family and friends. You know, throughout this tough time, and hopefully they bounce back and you know, I know they've been grieving for a long time, but hopefully, you know, prayers go up to them and everybody gets well as soon as possible, and they find justice about really what happened in that whole situation, man. So yeah, I'm sure we're gonna have some updates every week on that case, because they probably gonna try to Rico the mob ties for both those murders. So we're gonna keep an eye on that, man. So yeah, man, LeBron also in the news, man. He's helping produce a documentary for Nipsey Hussle. So that's definitely a good look. You know, Nipsey Hussle was always at the basketball games, was really tight with a lot of the athletes. So definitely look out for that documentary coming up soon. That's going to definitely be a good one to watch. So we're going to definitely let y'all know what streaming platform that's going to be coming on. So y'all can definitely check that out, man. So definitely, man. And LeBron also came out and said he wants to play with the Sun, wouldn't mind playing with CP3. And you know, I don't really agree with that. He's still a Laker, so let things play out in LA first, LeBron, before you start talking about other teams. You don't want to get no tampering charges or anything like that as well, man. So, man, also, man, prayers go up to those 3 University of Virginia football players who lost their life. They got killed by a former football player. This was like 3 days ago. And down there in Charlottesville, and they just been having a tough time down there in Charlottesville, man, and just a tragic situation, man. And apparently this bus was coming back from a field trip in D.C. They was going to see a museum, but I forgot where the field trip was, and these football players were a part of that field trip, and as they got off the bus, a guy was waiting and shot him and killed him, and they ended up shooting a few other people too. I think one other person lost their life, so it was a total of 4. And a couple people ended up living, but just a tragic situation. I don't know what the motive was behind this. Another senseless act of violence. So more prayers go out to those families of the University of Virginia football players and the whole campus, everybody that got affected. Hopefully they can get past that soon. And they did end up finding a guy a couple hours away, you know, a couple hours later in another town in Virginia. So I'm glad they got justice and found that guy. And they got to put him to justice, man. You can't be killing athletes, anybody for that matter. But, you know, I just feel so bad for those college athletes. Everybody on that football team that's affected. everybody that was good friends with those players who had lockers next to them. Man, it's so tragic. I'm just so tired of this violence and, you know, people just picking up guns and all this stuff for no reason, man. This stuff got to stop, man. And it seems like you can't go nowhere no more. It's crazy, man. You just got to be careful out here, man. So, but y'all know we always do our NBA segment real quick. And, you know, Wizards playing good ball right now. They actually fell to the Thunder yesterday. They had a 13-point lead, but it was Bradley Beal's return. And once again, like that Vikings loss with the Commanders, I'm really encouraged after this loss. Porzingis he had 17 in the first half. He only ended up with 20 for the game. I want to see him score a little bit more, but great first half for him. Bradley Beal came out, hit like his first 3 shots. Man, his stroke is just unbelievable. He looked like he's just going to fit right back in and really bring that spark and that leadership to that team, man. And they really deep, man. Monte Morris is playing great. Kuzma had 18. Morris, the backup point guard, he had 11 points. Danny Avdija, he's playing great, hitting threes, playing under control. He's actually like a slimmer down Luka Doncic to me, man. He knows how to get in the lane. He's crafty. You know, he's not at Luka's level, but he's that tier down to me. And he just plays that great international game, man. Always under control, making the right play. So big shout out to the Wizards 8-7. We're going to keep an eye on them. They got a big game tomorrow, November 18th versus the Heat. And it's actually the Big 3 reunion. So for those who are going down to the Capital One, they're giving out free bucket hats. It's a nice black and gold. It's the throwback Wizards emblem. Those hats were actually designed by Antoine Jameson himself. So I'm going to try to make my way downtown for that game. Gilbert Arenas going to be in the house. Caron Butler and Antoine Jameson, the former Big 3 for the Wizards. They're going to be wearing the throwback uniforms. They got a concert with the R&B singer Joe and a couple other rappers in there. So it's going to be a good concert after the game. And it's going to be lit down there all night down there by Capital One. So I hope the Wizards take the heat down, take E-Money's heat down. I hope they get that win and, you know, beat the Heat. It's going to be a good night down there with that Big 3 reunion down there, man. So Bucks playing good. They sitting at 9-3. And the Celtics is playing good as well, man. So Steph Curry had 50 points yesterday. Had 50 points, but they lost to the Phoenix Suns. So Steph Curry actually tied MJ for second all time with 50-point games after the age of 30. So he's got 5 of them, I believe. He's only trailing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has 7. Kareem has 7 games of 50 points or more after the age of 30. That's crazy, man. So definitely, man, there's a lot of good games every night in the NBA. Ja Morant's playing great. Grizzlies is playing good, just like last year. They're picking right up where they left off. Very exciting team to watch. And there's a lot of parity in the NBA, man. The Clippers are playing pretty good. Lakers got to get their acts together, though. LeBron's nicked up a little bit. So they got to try to get back to 500, man. They got to claw their way back, though. So it's been a good, exciting start to the season. We're going to see if the Nets can get back on track when Kyrie Irving finally comes back, if they let him play. They might try to get rid of him before then, but Nets going to try to right the ship and get back into this playoff hunt with KD leading the team now. So, y'all, you know, we got tons of stuff on our radar. So, man, get involved with the show, y'all. You know, always hit us on Instagram at The Nate Is Real, at dmvmancave, the show's Instagram handle. You can hit E-Money up at E-Money-Banks. And definitely, man, chop it up with us, man, all week long, man. We interacting with fans. We hitting up restaurants, bars. We at different locations, chopping it up, talking sports. So you never know where the man cave gonna pop up, man. So y'all know we not without y'all, man. Thanks for joining us for another great episode. And stay locked in with us, man. We always here every Thursday, 7:15 on IG Live. Check out all the old and previous and current episodes on our YouTube channel. Just search up DMV Man Cave, click on my face, go directly to our channel. All our videos gonna pop up. Check them out, man. Everything is the best hour of your week, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna enjoy it, have fun with us, and learn a bunch in the process, man. So everybody have a great week, great weekend. We got Thanksgiving coming up. Everybody getting their recipes together. Gonna have some good games, good NFL football games this weekend with the Commanders and local teams, and we're gonna see if these teams that lost get back on track. Gonna be some great NFL games. NBA is gonna be still popping all weekend, and some good college football games coming up, man. So definitely, man, look out for that. And all the shout out to all the high school basketball players who started their tryouts. starting their season up this week and lacing them shoes up and getting it going and getting that march to Xfinity Center to see who's gonna get that state championship this year. Go Kennedy Cavaliers! I know we should have a great year this year, so definitely come out and see us down there in Montgomery County. And man, give us a shout out, man. If y'all got any athletes, the parents, y'all got athletes that y'all want us to pop up at a game, definitely let us know, man. And we will for sure. So y'all know we ain't done without y'all, and we gonna see y'all next week, man. So from At the Natives Real, from my host E Money and JP and Speed, we appreciate y'all, and we'll holler at y'all next week, man. We out.